Hello, this video is to help document the way that we would get set up and start using unit tests on your local computers. So the first thing we're going to look at today is this announcement that's about to go out in Canvas, and then once this video is uploaded and ready to roll. So you have been sent an invitation to join inside of GitHub a team called Spring 2024 Students, or if this is a future semester, a similarly named team. You need to accept that invitation in order to get access to the repository that has unit tests in it. Your unit test repository will be in your GitHub or in your Canvas announcement. I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL so that I can actually make a clone of the unit test repository on my computer. Now, in this terminal here, I have the directory where I'm keeping my homework, including my repository that I have for this semester. So all of my code is inside of this directory, inside of the source folder. So when you clone, you want to clone such that this new repository is at the same level as the top repository directory. So neither one of these repositories goes inside the others. They are like siblings in the same directory. So you should be able to view them side by side here. Okay, now once you have that inside that repository that has unit tests, you'll see just a few files here. This directory, unit tests by assignment, is actually a breakout directory that has all of the assignments unit tests in it. And in future exams, you will be able to pull tests, unit tests into that repository at the beginning of an exam. Okay, next point we need to worry about here is that you need to have the Google Test Framework installed. There's a link here that will be in the announcement that you can click on in order to do the instructions to install. If you're a Unix user, Linux user I should say, or doing WSL, then you should just have to do a sudo apt install to get the packages installed. If you're a Mac OS X user, make sure you read those instructions carefully about which version to install to get it installed. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm going to move on to my next step, which is to actually run the unit tests on the current assignment. And so in order to do that, I would remember that our directories are side by side. I would go into the unit test directory, and then inside of here run the unit test.bash script, and I want to run it on assignment 4 in this case. So if I wanted to run it on assignment 3 or on assignment 6, I just have to change the number that I put on the command line. On an exam, I might have a 4-digit number given to me on the exam instructions that I could use to run unit tests on them. Anyway, right now I'm going to run unit tests on assignment 4. This will then automatically go and find my project repository under the assumption that it's in the same directory that the unit test directory is in. It will then go into the source folder and copy all the, well, not copy, but use all the CPP and header files, .h files that are in that directory, plus the unit test programs to build, or files to build a unit test program, and then if it compiles, it will run that unit test program. So here we go. Hit enter. You can see it going off and doing the compilation. All the compile commands are working so far, and then I'm going to scroll back up, because as soon as the compilation all finished for all of the files, then it links together to make the unit test program, and then ran the unit test program. This should actually look familiar if you've been watching the unit tests inside of the GitHub Actions tab. This is all that's happening inside of there. Then the unit tests are executed, and all of the unit tests in this case are running and passing just fine. So at the very end here, I've got an output that says that I was able to build and run all of the tests, and they all passed. And so I'm happy. I've got my unit test repository working. Okay, Now, a normal operation for you is going to be something more along the lines of you edit and save your changes in your source folder, and then you run make in your source folder just to make sure things appear to compile and link. Then you'll come back over to this unit test repository directory and you run the unit test.bash with the assignment number. When you find problems there, either compilation problems or execution problems where the wrong result is found, go back to step 1, make edits, and repeat. Only after you have finished all your work and pass all the unit tests should you bother pushing to the cloud. Unless there's a reason you want to share the code with me, you can push to the cloud anytime you want. At that time, you should go ahead and check the action server to make sure it's also passing your code fine. Up here in the note, there's more description to make sure that you realize that your access to the unit test repository is read-only, so don't go making commits and trying to push something. Okay, enjoy. I hope this helps you in your development process for these assignments.